Good morning, everyone. May 20th, 2022. It's starting to snow. We're supposed to get up to 10 inches of snow, so we'll see how that goes. At least I don't have to water anything. All right, so if you watched yesterday's video, you saw that I made an attempt to film this week's treasure hunting video up at the river to do some gold prospecting, but the water was way too high for me to cross it, so I could not film a video yesterday due to Mother Nature, right? So again, we're gonna have to do a gold prospecting at home video. I already filmed the intro downstairs in the studio, the temporary studio, and now I've been doing some construction. You guys know the situation here, so I have to clean up a little bit. And I have to organize this. I have to get the panning station up against the wall. I have to get my tripod installed, get my camera and everything hooked up. And I have to do something about the echo in here, at least for this video, because last time I filmed the video in here, I don't know if you can hear it right now, but my voice is echoing. Even in here, because this cathedral ceiling is just bouncing the sound around ever since I installed it. So we're gonna go ahead and put up some acoustic foam temporarily just for this video, and we'll make like a small little sound stage over there for today's production. All right, so I'm about, I'm pretty close to being ready here, but problem is, where the heck is my drill, right? So I'm like looking and looking and looking for my drill so I can attach my tripod. And yeah, I have no idea where it is. I usually set it over here in this pile of chaos. But that's what I'm getting at here is organization is absolutely the key if you're gonna have a workshop of any kind, or even at home, like you ever set your keys down and not know where your keys are? Well, for me, I learned my lesson and I put a little hook on next to the door, and whenever I come home, I hang my keys up. But actually now I have a little shelf that I put inside the house, and that's where I put my wallet and my keys right there. So I always know where they're at, because there's nothing worse than wasting time, which by the way is invaluable. No matter how rich you are, you cannot buy time back. So, that's why organization is extremely important. I have no idea. Maybe it's in the house? What the heck did I do with it? All right, I checked in the house. It's not in there. It's not in here. It has to be in, yep, there it is. I was installing the drywall yesterday and I just let it sit in there. So the main point is, I can't wait to have these French cleats put up, because every tool is gonna be hanging in its specific spot, everything. That entire area is gonna be cleaned up. And also, while I'm thinking about it and talking, rambling, this area right here, this little, I don't know if you'd call it an alcove, but this little section here, this is where I'm gonna build my nice big workbench. So the workbench is gonna be like in this area where you can walk all the way around it. It's gonna be about 45, 43 inches high. So that way it's about hip height for me. That way I don't have to bend down and hunch over too much while I'm working on projects and things. We can finish installing this, and then I'm gonna have to put up this box of acoustic foam here. I'm just gonna go ahead and staple these randomly around just to kill any echoes. All right, so I just kind of stapled up some acoustic foam around, and yo, still really echoey in here. Didn't really help. It's this is the problem here. If I can isolate, like put a blanket up, that would probably be the smartest idea. Put a blanket up temporarily or permanently. Another thing I could do is try to break up the sound in here, and eventually we will get the acoustic panels up. I still have some more acoustic foam. I could probably staple it to these rafter beams. And if I do that, that would probably break up the sound a little bit. It's kind of an issue, because once I step into here, it's not as echoey, but it definitely carries up and bounces around in there because there's so much wide open area. And then even in here, it's definitely quieter. Actually, this is much, much quieter. I'm just kind of picky with the way audio is. But anyway, I think it'll have to work. It's gonna be a lot better than last week's video as far as audio goes. That's really annoying though, that sound. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll film it and we'll call it good. All right, so check out this lighting that I just kind of figured out. So normally I would have these 16 4-foot LED lights going, and these things are super bright. Let me turn them on for you. And you've seen it before in every other video, but I just want to show you, like right now, I have ambient light just shining up towards the ceiling, and it's a lot more diffused. It looks a lot better in here. It's a lot darker, but I can strategically put different lights around the shop to make it good for filming. But when I'm actually building guitars and I need all those shadows, then I can turn on, I can unleash the beast here. That is a bright shop, right? So I don't need it this bright all the time because it's 650 watts. So, I mean it's just like daylight in here. I could use a little more light, I think, maybe, because basically what I did is I ran the lights along the center from one outlet. There's only 5. But if I run maybe one more, I think that'll actually be pretty good for most of the time. And also, like, check this out. So you can still see my shadow here, right? This is with the diffuse light on only. Now let me turn on the beast. We'll turn this on. And now I have like multiple shadows. You see that? It's almost worse in a way. You can never get rid of all of your shadows unless you have a light directly on your work area, which that's another thing. Like my main workbench is gonna be over here, right? I can have individual lights hanging right in that area. That way I can have like more strategic lighting just for my work areas. So I don't know if it's maybe a waste of electricity to run all this all the time. It's kind of headachy. And then when you come into a shop like this, it's almost nicer because I can see just fine. If I wanted to do fine woodworking and stuff, I can turn on, like I said, I can turn on individual lights above my work area, and just the rest of the shop would be, you know, basically chill mode. Plus it illuminates all that work I did up there on the ceiling. All right, so it's going on 3:30. We still have a good hour and a half to continue working. We got a little bit of snow so far. This is when the snow is supposed to start, around 3 o'clock. These are big flakes and they're still saying 10 inches, so we will see. So right now what I'm doing is I'm redoing the lights. So I really like the lights up there. I have 5 going across the center beam facing upwards, giving me like diffuse light throughout the entire room. I don't know if you can see it, but right underneath the light, I've been cutting 1.5 inch pieces of drywall and attaching the light to that because I don't like the light touching the wood. Just for a safety precaution, because I noticed when I was moving these lights around, they are pretty warm to the touch, and the drywall is much more fireproof than old dry wood. So right now I'm just kind of reconfiguring the lights, making it a little more pleasant in here, not as direct and bright. It's not gonna be like the final way that it is. Once I get all the machines moved into position, the lights are gonna move along with that. So kind of right now I wanna work on this nonsense over here. Like up here, this light is like halfway, and you know, I'm just gonna move stuff around and make it a little bit better. Okay, so we have these lights plugged in. There's 5 that go across, we already know that. And those are controlled by a switch up there. That's gonna have to be changed eventually, because who wants to climb a ladder every time you want to turn the lights on and off? But now I have these lights on this switch right here. So there's 2 lights in the pay dirt room facing down. In the YouTube studio, we have 3 lights facing up for more diffused light, and then I'll have studio lights strategically placed around. And then I disconnected this because this way we're gonna save a lot more electricity, because she's gonna be in and out all the time in the pay dirt room making bags of dirt. And all she has to do is turn the light on and off. It's gonna control these 6 instead of, 16 lights, which is 650 watts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split it up a bit. Probably for the rest of these, at least for now, we can either plug into here, over there, or right there, or a combination of the 3. I also have another outlet up there as well that we can probably utilize if needed. So right now I'm just using that to keep my Bluetooth speaker charged, and then I built a little pulley here, put a little pulley up at the top, that way I can bring it up and down with the cable. So anyway, it's about 4 o'clock. Let's check out the snowfall situation. I still have some video to edit tonight before I can call it quits for the night. But I think I'm done with the lights and everything. Oh yeah, it's coming down pretty good now. Look at those snowflakes. They're pretty big. So we'll see how many inches of snow we get. I don't know if we're gonna get 10, but I mean, looking at the heaviness of this snow, it's definitely possible. It's sticking for sure. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Let me know you watched the video. If you enjoy it, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.